Real Wrestling episode 23. Let's just go ahead and get it started. My name is Giakis.
Whitey.
I promise y'all a new name, the concept.
Go ham.
AYT.
And we're doing the dog this weekend. He had some preliminary stuffs to do, whatever, I don't know. But we'll go ahead and get it started. Fuck TNA, we'll go with WWE. What do y'all want to talk about in WWE? Alright, we'll do Money in the Bank. What do y'all think about Money in the Bank? What's your opinion?
I believe on that night, I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. I gave it a 7 out of 10 that night, I believe.
I think I did think that 7 out of 10.
Card looked pretty decent.
It was okay. Some of the results were more predictable than others. The Money in the Bank, the WWE title match, Money in the Bank. Part of you kind of knew Cena was going to win this, but it was kind of fun to what if with just about everybody else.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Well, actually, looking at the thing, going back and looking at it, John Cena was pretty much the only good choice because it was too soon for Roman Reigns. Del Rio, Sheamus, and Randy Orton, nobody would have gave a shit about. Cesaro would have been interesting, and Bray Wyatt would have been interesting, but
What about Kane?
okay, he's in the no one would give a shit category.
I don't know. I thought it would be a good swerve, but
Yeah.
But
I think
that'd be the only thing it'd be good for.
See, I'm in that minority where last thing I was expecting really was Cena to win, especially when the match started, and how everybody was going back and forth. It basically Kane should. If you're just going by the look at the match, Kane or Sheamus should have won that match. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sheamus had charisma, was beating everybody's ass, and he came close. And Kane was just ripping everybody a new one while Orton was outside the ring dead most of the match. Same for Cena. And Reigns. Reigns got on his
The only reason
ramp up
Sheamus
too
wasn't...
late.
Oh, sorry.
He got on his ramp up too late.
The only reason Sheamus wasn't going to win because he had the badge of jobbing, the red, white, and blue badge of jobbing on him, and he wasn't going to win it.
I thought of an interesting concept. Let me shoot this out. Y'all can shoot it down if y'all want to. All right, but if Kane were to win Money in the Bank, right? Let's say he retains the title all the way to SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
They can he can slowly turn back into what I don't know what it was.
The Demon Kane?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. He pretty much he's unstoppable. I mean, this is the last leg of his career anyway, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, what you can do is have him go against, instead of John Cena or Daniel Bryan go against Brock Lesnar. He could have went against Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar can say, "I defeated the Brothers of Destruction," and have that over his head. Just saying. That's just one concept I was thinking about.
He conquered the dead man, and he conquered the
I like
demon.
that, but what I would have did was had Kane face Brock Lesnar at Battleground.
That would have
have
worked
Brock
too.
Lesnar beat Kane for the title, and then whoever you're building up beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar can't hold the belt more than a month anyway.
That
So,
horrible.
You give Brock Lesnar his title, he beats Kane and The Undertaker, like you said, and then you have somebody take it from him. Which, unfortunately, would have had to been Cena.
Yeah,
Or Reigns.
To add on to that, it would also make sense in the fact that Kane put out Daniel Bryan
Mm-hmm.
because he tombstone 3 times. Then he could take the title and he could hold it over his head when he comes back next year if they decide to do that, and he could say, I'm the one who beat you up and took your title, even though he lost it to Brock Lesnar. That's just the way the machine. That's just the way the machine was gonna roll.
I hear you.
Because Lesnar was gonna have it, so that's why I said Kane would probably should win. But I mean, then Goham put me on the idea that who would you rather see at SummerSlam, and it sold me. It switched me to saying Cena should win.
Yeah.
So
Mainly because the whole talk was Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. So I knew Brock was coming back to SummerSlam. He comes back every SummerSlam. They always build SummerSlam around him.
Yeah.
So I knew he was coming back. He was going to be in the feature match. And like I said, he ended the streak. There was nothing left for this man to do but to win the title.
yeah,
So that's why I shot down the whole John Cena versus Brock Lesnar without the belt on the line. I was like, damn, what's the point of Brock Lesnar coming back?
Exactly.
How many times he got to whoop Cena ass? Like, come on.
I mean,
Or Cena got to win through bullshit.
even though in my opinion Lesnar should not hold it for more than 3 months. You can't have
I
some.
agree with you.
You can't have some part timer coming in and hold it until WrestleMania when he gonna be there. Well, The Rock only had it for 3 months.
Actually,
Yeah.
concept, if you go back in the day with Hogan wasn't on TV every week with the title. He'd show up every pay-per-view, but he wouldn't show up for the most of the time for for whatever their shows were.
Got bored,
But
bro.
that's the thing with Lesnar's contract. I don't think.
And because of Lesnar's contract, it keeps a mystique about Lesnar. Like, oh, is the champion gonna be here? And that would force the writers to. Well, this is the other part where this probably wouldn't work. The writers would actually have to write around the show without having the title, without having the world heavyweight title to fall back on.
Well, with the way
And you know how the writers are, they can't do shit. But on the bright side, if Lesnar does get the title at SummerSlam and keeps it till Mania, then they'd have to, in a way, elevate the Intercon and the U.S. titles because Lesnar ain't gonna show up every week. And the way they build Lesnar up, anyone who he faces is going to be a victim. So the smart thing to do is go for the Intercon or U.S. titles because you don't have to fight Brock.
Well, the way I see it is because he's a part-timer, the way his contract is structured, he might not be able to show up for every pay-per-view either. So that they need, so him not being there for Raw and most pay-per-views, he shouldn't hold the title for more than 3 months.
But like I said, on the bright side, there's the chance of, who knows, we might have the main event of a pay-per-view be for the Intercontinental title.
I doubt it. They're not smart enough to do
That's why I
that.
had said that the whole talk about we need more belts. No, we need less belts. The reason why, like you just said, they don't even come up with stories no more. They just make these stories around the titles. The less titles, they would actually have to come up with stories.
Well, they don't even have stories for the damn titles. It's just
Yeah.
like
It's a title,
arbitrarily.
it's
There's like no number one contender match for the Intercon title that matters, and it just shows up on Raw out of fucking nowhere if they've got nothing better to do, or they do a battle royale for the Intercontinental title.
God, I'm so sick of those things. Let's talk about the second Money in the Bank. Next, we'll talk about the tag team first. The tag team match.
The Ryan Baxel and Dust Brothers.
No, not that
No,
one.
the good.
That was a decent match though. I
Yeah,
will
the
say that
better
was a
one.
decent match.
Actually.
We'll talk about the first match. What they've been using since the Shield's gone. Gee, I wonder whose fault is that? Anyway, I'm just fucking with y'all.
The Usos versus the Wyatts.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
has given me
those-
hope for the tag.
Those matches have just fired up the crowd. They always fire up the crowd. It's a good
The
way to
winning
start.
money in the
And the
bank.
sad
Good way to
thing
start it.
is, they usually fire up the crowd, and then they do something dumb as hell to like cool it down.
Like have Paige go defeat Naomi for the Divas title.
Yeah.
that,
Even though he got a good bit of time.
It was 7 minutes. Yeah, it was 7 minutes 10 seconds. But
guys,
Hey,
about
I
as
like
much time as the
I
Dust
swear,
Brothers
man,
and Ryback.
some of these Divas matches with good wrestling, it's like if y'all were in the room watching this with me, I'd be fapping. I swear, man. Just saying.
Let me guess, especially if it involves AJ or Paige.
We'll get to that later.
If it involves both of them. Fuck it.
I mean, it was AJ, Paige, and Naomi, man. I'd be like, get the hell out of my room. Y'all don't come back. But anyway,
The first Money in the Bank match, even though we know Seth Rollins was going to win, that was fucking amazing.
that was a good match. Really good.
We can skip that.
I don't know.
match.
Like, there was that small part of me that wanted Dolph to win, but, you know, I knew it wasn't going to happen. But there was
Shit.
just that part that had the hope.
That match was so good because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Kofi.
Kofi, yeah,
had
he
a
was
shot.
there.
I was like, go do it, Kofi. Then
Make
when
yourself
Kofi fell
famous.
off, Dolph up there by himself with his back to
Go
I'm
down.
like, Dolph, just turn around and climb your ass up there. And then Jack Swagger was surprisingly strong in that match. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Ew.
every 3 minutes he was up.
It was like a cockroach, man.
Yeah, he just would not stay down.
That was
Like,
amazing.
that's the problem I had with the main event. The main event had 8 people in that damn match. Go higher than 5 in my opinion. But 6 is a good number. Everybody got to showcase something.
Well, 5 is an
Yeah,
odd number.
in the
You can't-
middle.
what did
The
he-
first one was 5. That's why I said
Oh.
that.
One thing that made me mad in this match.
That title match matters to me.
One thing that made me mad in the first Money in the Bank match is when those trainers forced Dean Ambrose to go to the back.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the fucking point of this? Don't you know where this man is from, son?
But
CZW!
But like I said, during that part, I think it was part of the storyline. Triple H might have sent him out there.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that was a good. That was a good
CZW,
swerve.
they hit each other with light tubes, and that's just Tuesday for them.
Actually, Ambrose has a shoulder injury that he's been nursing for the longest, so he was legit injured.
Okay.
So yeah,
but
the doctors did the right thing, get that man out the match. Ambrose just crazy as hell.
yeah, it was a
And
good.
walked his ass right back out there.
It was a good
And
match.
almost won.
Yeah.
During the ending, we were like, "Where's Kane?" Kane came out and he chokeslammed Rollins. He chokeslammed Ambrose, and
That was
then
funny.
Rollins climbed up and won.
Why can't
Yeah.
get up the ladder so he won for him?
And then we could skip the.
But
the
you remember the pop for the crowd when Ambrose just bum rushed the
Yeah, we can see
bum
that.
rush near the end?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that was almost some Yes-a-mania shit
Yes,
right
I
there.
mean,
We can skip the impromptu Stardust Goldust
Right
Ryback
back
match. Just skip that.
Well,
Rusev.
that was actually good.
Yeah, it was
The
good.
only
It was
thing
good,
about
it's
that
just-
match is, you know what was going to happen. I
Yeah.
was waiting for Stardust to get the hot tag and see all those unique moves he was going to use.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he finished off with another new finisher.
I'm like, dang, this dude
That
is
man got like 5 finishes.
hell yeah.
But we'll go to Rusev versus Big. It was one of his
Can
long.
we not talk about this match? Because this match just pissed me off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
Me off too,
We can skip the Divas match because it was pretty sorry.
I like the Divas match.
How-
Finally, I got to see Paige use offense.
Other than Scorpion Crosslock, I win.
But then we'll get back. Even though we started with the last ladder match, we'll talk about it some more. I'm pretty sure we're not done with the opinions on it.
Yeah, because I never gave mine.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Okay, about the last ladder match. Basically what I was saying earlier about there being too many people in the match.
Yeah, I agree.
That was basically the Orton and Kane versus everybody else match.
Yeah.
Because every single time it was them two left alone, Orton would climb up there, Kane would hold the ladder, then somebody would stop them. Then when them two are not in the match, like AYT said earlier, Kane come in, clean the ring, Orton slid his ass in there, and they tried again. And that's why I hated the finish, because Cena was hardly in the match.
Yeah.
And then he came in, dropped both Orton and Kane, climbed and won.
Actually, barely anybody was in the match. It was just Orton, Sheamus, and Kane.
Yeah, I forgot about Shane.
No, Roman Reigns was involved.
Roman Reigns
right?
had
Roman
this
Reigns,
one little
yeah, Roman
where he
Reigns
just
had his
exploded on
And
everybody.
Bray was going off too. I remember that match. Bray and Antonio.
Everybody got their little spot then.
Except
but,
they're
but
rich.
most,
Sheamus,
but most,
like he was saying,
yeah.
Sheamus, Orton, Kane was in it throughout the entire
Yeah,
match.
and
Like you knew they were there. Everybody else was just popping up.
and in the stroke of genius, Del Rio was barely used, so that was great because he's on his way out and his push is he's done.
But
Del Rio did a good bit in that match too.
Yeah, but he was gone for most.
and
of
the
it.
only reason Del Rio was in the match is, remember my theory, the destiny clause in his contract. He always got to be in title matches. Always. So, and this was a title match, technically.
Actually, him and Sheamus are the same. They built those two guys up years ago, and they still look at them the same.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't think they're main event no more, but WWE still looks at Sheamus and Del Rio as the main event.
Because those are the last two people they actually almost bothered to try to make into main eventers by
Yeah.
just shoving them down our throats.
All right, well now that we can cover all that, we can go into what was Raw of the year, hands down. The Raw after this.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yes, greatest Raw of the year, in which we had the Real American Jack Swagger feud start with Lana and Rusev, one of the funniest segments and one of the funniest segments I've seen in a while.
I know.
Is it-
Or the one he
Yes,
turns
yes.
face.
Yeah, the one where he turned face and Zeb was like, Lana, if that's your real name. But that was fun. They had a pretty good exchange between Swagger and Rusev. And let me see, what was another funny thing that happened that night?
Let me say one thing about that though. That is one time when WWE actually wanted to turn somebody's face and wanted them to get a reaction where it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they would have told us a month ago, well, 2 months ago, that they wanted to turn Jack Swagger face, and we're supposed to cheer for him, we would have laughed. They actually said, we want to turn Swagger face. We want these people to cheer him, and that's what actually happened.
Yeah.
That never happened for them.
But it had a nice little exchange, and Jack Swagger came out on top. The crowd was hot for it, the whole thing. And it's amazing how the We the People thing that got over so well. And then Bo Dallas, he had his minute to pray for Daniel Bryan.
That was
It's
hilarious.
T-bowing.
T-Bone. that first hour of that Raw was some of the funniest stuff I ever seen.
Jerry King Lawler went shit the hell up with a moment of silence. I was mad at Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett was at. I wanted at least have a moment of silence for him. No. Jerry King Lawler got to keep talking.
I know they had some. I know not one part of that show was boring. I just can't remember what happened in the second hour because the first hour was where all the funny stuff happened.
Is this the one where did AJ come back?
Yeah, AJ
AJ
came
came
back.
at that night.
That means Jericho had to come back.
Yeah,
too,
Jericho
with,
came back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the Miz.
yeah. Oh yeah, that was funny too.
It was funny, but he's back on TV.
Yeah, I know he got a cold break.
The jizz.
But that was great because there was a lot of new storylines created. It was the beginning of the summer. That Raw began SummerSlam season, and Raw hadn't been that good since. But that was one of the best Raw. That was the best Raw of the year, hands down. And what else happened? Jericho came back, got beat down by the Wyatts.
Oh yeah, the whatchamacallit, Dean Ambrose stopped Seth Rollins from cashing in.
Yeah, that was
That
funny,
was.
too. Oh yeah, that promo at the beginning. That was funny too.
Much more fun this way.
You know what? I'm not even mad. It's more fun this way.
Oh my god.
And
That's
then,
hilarious.
I'm missing major parts of that Raw, but it was so good. But the main event segment, they had a match and John Cena won by DQ, I believe. John Cena, his team won by DQ, and they beat the shit out of him. Orton and Kane beat the shit out of him, and Roman Reigns was incapacitated at the time. So Seth Rollins tried to, after that tombstone, Triple H called the doctor down like he wanted to check, and he was like, then Seth Rollins came out.
He tried to catch
it.
What's going on?
I know he tried to catch it.
Then the ref like, I'm not gonna ring the bell. And you're like, ring it, damn it.
He told
Ring
him
the
to
bell, damn it.
The whole time that going on, his crazy ass Ambrose.
Oh my god. That
Dean
shit's
Ambrose come
funny.
and ruin that. And then Roman Reigns ends up spearing Randy Orton, I believe how it went.
I think that would happen in the next 3 Raws. That's Roman Reigns, Spears, stand strong.
But that was the best Raw of the year. And what else do we need to talk about? Like,
Not really no more on that Raw.
well, yeah, we can just like,
we can jump the Battleground.
yeah, but I gotta say something about AJ real quick. AJ and Paige. Like I described it, Paige was the John Cena title holder. She was just holding it till she came back, which Goham said a couple of months ago.
No, that was funny. I was bullshitting when I said it though.
But it turned out to be true.
Yeah, it's also like John Cena, the fact that she'd win no matter how.
Now I was bullshitting when I said I was like, man, Paige ain't gonna do nothing but hold the belt till AJ come back. That's exactly what fucking happened.
If she was gonna come back, we didn't know if she was gonna pull a CM Punk or not.
There were rumors of her being knocked up. That's the first thing I said when she walked out. Like, yeah, it's AJ back, and she's not knocked up.
That's what Plan B's for. But anyway,
Somebody
Plan
like
D.
Plan B.
But then they had a couple of good Raws after 3 weeks of pretty good Raws.
I would
Then
say Raw has
Battleground.
been, in my opinion, Raw has been good ever since. The main event always fucked with me,
Yeah,
but that's because it never finishes.
but ever since that writer,
It's a DQ every Raw.
yeah, ever since that writer got fired, Raw's been pretty good.
I know, so we know who fault it was. Whatever your name is, we wish you luck in your future endeavors.
I don't.
But we,
Going for a comedy show that'll get canceled on ABC, bitch.
I guess we can skip to Battleground then, like I
Alright,
said.
Battleground.
All right. Oh yeah. First, of course, you have to have the best fire uppers of in the WWE right now.
Uso.
Them guys be killing me with their interest, though.
Y'all really want to talk about the pre-show?
No.
No.
Cameron beat
Okay.
Naomi is just for plot reasons. She had to win. And as for Adam Rose being Fandango, I mean, really.
Oh yeah, speaking of Cameron, pretty nice cat fight they had on the Raw in Canada.
Well, Star.
Yeah.
On that Raw in Canada.
Man, Naomi, it looked like Naomi was just like Del Rio versus Sin Cara #1ing that hoe.
Yeah,
like,
it was pretty brutal.
it looked
But-
like she was really beating
I
the
don't
shit out
get
of
the
her.
camera schoolgirl little thing she doing now, but hey.
And that happened on the Raw after the best
Wait, what?
Raw.
What you doing now?
She
wears-
got this little Catholic schoolgirl kind of
Yeah.
look.
Oh, Oh, time to look up pictures.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went to Catholic school.
But,
That shit don't do nothing for me.
But
I grew up in that shit. It
but
don't do anything
yeah,
for me.
the Raw in Canada was after
Yeah.
the Raw of the year, but that doesn't matter. I was just pointing that out because it was a pretty good cap. It looked real. But
Now we get into probably the best match of the night for Battleground. Started off first.
no, not probably the best match of
And-
Battleground.
You can
Naturally-
argue it, but I say it's the best. That's my
Naturally,
favorite.
it had to involve the Usos and the Wyatt family,
Of course, man.
aka Luke Harper and Eric
And
Rowan.
that was my favorite match from Money in the Bank when they fought the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite match on Money in the Bank.
Well, I took the first Money in the Bank over that one because it was so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm talking about the first time those two fought
Yeah, I
each
know
other.
what you mean.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got what you're saying.
My favorite part on that match was like when Harper got super kicked, he just turned around and then just decapitated. What was it, Jimmy or Jay? I
One
can't
of
Who
remember.
cares?
Yeah,
That
but-
dude got destroyed.
Like the first two falls were pretty quick. The first one was after a big boot from Harper.
Which is exactly how that shit should have ended. Because when he took that boot, he should have been done.
Yeah, that took about 5 minutes, and then the Usos won on a pretty gaudy looking roll up. But the third fall was the best one. I mean, so much action,
Yeah.
so much action. Like Harper kicked out of a
The
freaking
the
superfly smash.
Yeah,
like
I'm like, what?
I
nobody
so
could
awesome.
believe that.
I think Rowan did too.
I don't think they
And
won.
Rowan
what you
kicked
call
out of something
what you call
devastating.
hit?
Yeah.
What
I
you-
think Rowan kicked out of the double super kick they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who was that? Which one's? I forget. The one who did the power bomb.
That's
Luke
Harper.
Harper.
Luke did fucking power bomb. And Uso kicked out. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
man.
that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, then there was
better
that.
than Batista ball.
Then there was that double superplex that got pulled off.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty
ridiculous. That was a good spot.
But then the end of the match, it was 5-2 because he hit him with one super kick, that didn't work. Then they hit him with the double super kick. Then they hit Rowan with the double super kick. Then they hit the double superfly smash.
That was a genius.
Boy,
way to
that
end
was
that match.
great.
Genius way to end that match.
That was great.
That match went flawless because
Yeah.
first of all, the Usos shouldn't have stood a chance against Harper and Rowan, and that's how they played the entire damn match. The first fall went quick. Of course, the Wyatt should have beat their ass quick. And then the second fall was a quick roll up by one of the Usos on Harper, which is exactly how that shit should have went. That's the only way they should have got a second fall.
Yeah.
And then I like how they let the Usos go over by just letting them go all out for the third fall.
Yeah.
That's the only way they were going to win. They had to go all out. They had to show us something new, which they did.
And then the next match was supposed to be Ambrose versus Rollins, but we already discussed what happened with
It
that.
turned to a better part hour. Hey Rollins, are you okay? You are? It's her. Are you okay? Oh, I had hurt you bad. Let's go.
Yeah, that was the
They
big.
did that shit perfectly.
Yeah.
Remember how it started off when they announced the match? Then they had the video package of all of them sitting together talking about how they come up, how they would dominate. Seth Rollins said, if you think what we did this past year and a half or something, you ain't seen nothing yet. And then they showed him screwing over the Shield, which was one of the most horrific things that happened this year besides the streak. And then the whole video package was good, but instead of going to a match, they went to the backstage
Interview.
promo. Yeah, to hear from Rollins. Rollins said all the right shit, and then Ambrose did the right shit by beating his ass.
he got thrown out
He got thrown out.
Yeah, Triple H, that part was stupid. Why would you throw him out of the building?
to swerve the fans that were expecting that match.
That dude
It was a beautiful
They
swerve.
must
Yeah.
be watching the way I make storylines, because that shit always happens. People get interviewed and get beat the fuck down. It's great.
I mean, I loved it because I said the first time they should face each other is at SummerSlam. But I was like, man, that's too far away from that. I guarantee they make them fight each other at Battleground, going by old WWE logic. But they did that shit perfect. They just let them beat the shit out of each other. Wait, scratch that. They let Ambrose beat the shit out of Rollins the entire night until Rollins had to speed away in his car.
Yeah, the second one was a really good one though, because they went at it and had to get people to break him up.
Yeah.
And then then Ambrose ran halfway across the other side of the ring and jumped over.
They picked up Ambrose and would carry him out of the building. That was the only way they could sustain him.
But then the second match was Paige versus AJ.
That was just sex position match all day long. That's all the fuck it was.
Yeah,
It was a
pretty
great
much.
match, but all the thing you could think of, AJ had her legs spread wide open like she was in bed the whole goddamn time. I'm like, I can't concentrate on the match because this is hot.
I told you that's what AJ does in every single one of her matches. Her ass is up 15 feet in the air every single one of her damn matches. And I noticed Paige been getting like that too. Paige started to do the same thing. They were like, this was gonna get me TV time. Yeah. Shit sure working.
Yeah, they're just showing.
right.
I guess Big Johnny, even though he had nothing to do with Paige's signing, I guess they were just showing that as a token of appreciation.
I don't know, you probably did have something to do.
I don't know, maybe.
Because she's been in developmental for a while.
Oh.
It was the FCW when she was
I
there.
see what they call it.
Oh, yeah,
developmental.
maybe.
But she was young. I think she was like
Well,
18.
yeah,
she
she's
signed?
not. They don't like people on the road till they're 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she had to sit. She had no
Even-
choice but to sit.
Even
She
Marie
was
shouldn't be on the road at any age. They
I
need to
know.
just get her off. But anyway, back to the match. Back to the match.
I could get her off, but I think about her wrestling.
But back to that. So there were a few botches, but that was due to AJ being 5'4", 5'3".
5'3",
It's 5'4".
I thought she was shorter than that.
No, that's-
I was gonna say she
But-
was short.
How did it end? Did Paige tap out?
Paige kept saying, "Come on, AJ!
Paige?
Come on, AJ!" Then
She got hit by the Shining Wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she,
Shining Wizard,
AJ
that's it.
had in the I think the what's the name? Black Widow.
Black Widow.
I
She
think-
actually got out of it.
Yeah, she got
Yeah.
out of it, and that led right
Impressive.
into the damn black. To the Shining Wizard.
Yeah, okay.
And
that's
Cole
how that
actually
went.
called it right.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
I think he trying to put it out there that that's one of her finishes.
Well, Black Widow.
Then
I mean, the Shining Wizard, because
Well, it was
she's
her.
been doing it, but he never called it before. Now that she's been winning with the moves, I think he's trying to call it as that's one of her finishes now.
Okay, cool.
and then Rusev fought to a count-out victory over Swagger after a controversial promo from Lana.
This was my most anticipated match on the card.
This was actually
Yeah.
a really good
I-
match.
yeah.
And this is what I said before: when you don't have a title involved and you actually put a story behind two characters, it can work. They chose Jack Swagger to be one of these characters, and it worked. They can do this. They can come to do this. If they want to have Sheamus versus The Miz so badly, come up with a better story than just Sheamus being the United States champion, the other one being Intercontinental.
No, that's not the story of The Miz. The story of The Miz is they don't want his face to be touched, which will probably happen at SummerSlam.
They want them to feud each other. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Come up with a story for that now. Like, give me a reason to want to watch these two wrestle.
can we just
I don't.
Can we just call Tyler Breeze just to give him a beauty shot? You know?
Oh, no, I'm
the face.
Oh no, this is the story that they were talking about planning. The story is gonna be based around Sheamus trying to kick Miz's head in so he can touch his face. That's the
Okay,
story.
alright, but that's a stupid story.
Yeah, I know. But Rusev and Jack Swagger got a great reception as he has for the last month or so. Rusev won after a Patriot lock on the outside, which he rolled. He counted and rolled Jack Swagger into the ring post head first.
That dude was out cold.
I was
He won by
just
count
shocked.
out.
I was so shocked how strong they made Swagger look in this match.
Yes.
The Rusev was running.
Yeah.
Rusev, after the first Patriot lock that he barely got out of, he rolled to the outside. He was limping away.
Yeah.
Then Swagger did the smart thing and did it again.
Yeah.
I agree. I
Looks
was
like-
like, take the double count out.
looks
Break your
like
fucking neck.
Rusev needs to work on his stamina too. He's breathing pretty hard.
Yeah.
I guess because he was whipping niggas' asses and going home.
Yeah, because I noticed that beginning. That's why I said when we were watching, I was like, this is Swagger's strategy. He's just a little tired ass out. Because I've seen him getting tired from them balls he was throwing. And Swagger was just taking. I'm like, I was making up a strategy, but that's pretty much what Swagger was doing.
Maybe if WWE would give him a more than one 9-minute match per 5 matches minimum, then maybe he would have got tired.
I wonder if Lana experienced the same problems.
But
You're so
I got
crushed.
one more point to make. I got one more point to make before we continue. I'm like, damn it, Jack Swagger, you got rid of one foreigner. Yeah, you had only one job, one simple job. Get rid of another foreigner. You fucked it up. All right, go ahead.
But the next match was what we talked about earlier. Was Rollins won by default, and then the second fight happened, which we talked about earlier.
When they cut to the commentary,
Yeah.
she's laughing. So like they did that so perfectly. They did
It was
too
like
good.
this, man. Rollins got to be disgusted how he's winning. That's a damn shame. Wait a minute.
Started whipping his ass.
See, that'd be one of those times where Booker T would have been perfect. He'd be like, oh, here we go.
Street justice.
Suck it.
We caught
Shucky Ducky was for AJ and Paige.
Herman Cain?
I mean, we called it 100% because once he got thrown out the building, we all said he gonna be back later in the show.
was funny as hell when they were doing like Rollins was like, man, I don't need security. Like, I don't need you guys out here. I'm good. And then what happened? Where was Ambrose? Oh yeah, he just came out of fucking nowhere.
What you see the truck in his car?
What tripped me about what tripped me up about that car was that car was already started. Unless that car has automatic start, I mean, that makes no damn sense. But whatever.
Yeah.
It was the funny part of that to me too was that Seth Rollins had spider sense because his back was turned. Ambrose got out the trunk with something. I was like,
a crowbar.
And he ducked it without even knowing. Like, he just straight ducked. I was like, I didn't even know he was behind you.
Next match was Jericho versus Bray Wyatt, and what was the surprise to me?
The sleeper?
The ending was a sleeper. The match wasn't.
Actually, I knew that was gonna happen. You have to make Jericho at least let him get one victory. Something.
Yeah, but it turns out that was all Vince's idea of why Chris Jericho won. But it makes sense. It makes sense because that's how it should have went with John Cena. Bray Wyatt should have won at WrestleMania, then lost the next two. That's how it should have went. So they're doing this correctly.
That's the problem. That's why I didn't know who was gonna win the match because I was like, Bray been losing for months. So I would think that you would have him look strong here to see that he's still strong
that's what I thought.
and have him beat Jericho.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because he brought this up before we started, he was like, Jericho probably needs to win more because Jericho still has to be established as a main eventer.
Yeah.
He can't be RVD.
Yeah.
RVD just has to have a spot on the roster. He's never gonna have a good match again.
One correction there. You gotta give the person credit. You can't just say he whitey said it, okay? Because they need to know. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Like I said, he needed
it's
to
a
win.
high spot on the roster too.
I mean, well, hey, anywhere's the highest spot for RVD.
But finish what you saying. Go ahead.
Okay, what was it?
You saying about
Jericho needs to win.
Yeah, like I said, Jericho needed to win too. That's why I didn't know who was gonna win the match. And yeah, about the finish, like I said, the finish of the match, like I credit all that to Jericho. Because we've been complaining about that most of the year, how people get hit with a finisher and they go right into the cover and then they kick out. Jericho hit the finisher, rolled over the cover them, and we all thought he was gonna kick out because he got time. We were like, this is how it should have been. And then Jericho gets the 3 count. We're like, damn, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I did.
That needs to happen more.
Yeah.
So like because Jericho know how to call audibles. Cause like the one spot when Jericho did the little roll up and he rolled it right into the bottom rope and his head bounced off the bottom rope. I was like, that's a Jericho spot. Like you can look at the match, you can tell where Jericho had his input in.
Jeez.
Especially when Jericho does the move. I was like, yeah, you know what Jericho put his input in.
But for people who might not have seen it, the rest of the Wyatt family was out there. They got thrown out earlier because Rowan tripped Chris Jericho. But next match was the Battle Royal, which was like what the 5th one of the year already. Has been
I'm so damn tired of these Battle Royals.
What, the 5th Battle Royal of the year already for a title that's not even gonna be worth anything.
And the dog's not here, but he called this match, right?
Yeah.
He picked the bid. Even though we all, once he rolled on the road, we were like, oh man, please don't go with this
Please
shit.
don't go with this shit.
Then they fooled everybody when it came down to Sheamus and Dolph and they pointed over there. We were like, yes, they feel about that. They were pointing at the belt.
Yeah, and then
he was laying right next to the belt when they put the damn camera on it.
And then, what was that about? Then, I didn't want The Miz to win this match. I picked Cesaro because Cesaro is now in that area of his career. Even though it just started on the main roster not too long ago, he's in that point of his career where they have nothing for him. So give him the title that does nothing for him. That's what I was hoping would happen, but he got eliminated earlier in the match.
I'll talk about it later, but they fucked up.
I had 2 choices for that. I wanted Bo to win. I either wanted Bo or Dolph. Bo to win because, remember, he's 15 in Bo. And
16.
Well, now he's 16 in Bo, but he was 15 in Bo walking into that.
Yeah.
And usually, when you win the Intercontinental title, all you do is job. Well, Bo ain't going to job anytime soon, so he can keep the title and have a honky-tonk man run so that when he finally is, who knows, and won, he loses the title.
It would have worked with his Jimmy too, because he would have been the Intercontinental champion. He would have been undefeated for probably a good 6 months, and everybody would have been wanting to Bo leave.
You mean who bows and won?
Who bows?
But anyway, the last eliminations went like this. Sheamus was outside the rope about to jump in and do the elbow he stole from Hernandez in TNA, and I mean shoulder block, and he got a super kick, and then Dolph Ziggler was doing what I was telling him not to do, which is celebrate by the rope.
And the whole crowd was like, yeah, Dolph finally won.
And
It's all right.
then the Miz slid in and won, and we were all just, except for the dog word disgusting.
And yeah, we were all like, oh my gosh, here comes the Miz.
Yes, because he has TV time now. Moving on to the main event, it was a fatal 4-way: Kane versus Orton versus Cena versus Reigns. Which I can really just put it that way: Kane and Orton versus Cena and Reigns.
I know. That was the funny thing about the beginning of the match. You had Cena in one corner, Reigns in the other corner, both Kane and Orton in another corner. In the same corner together. So like, yeah, we know what the game plan for this is.
Let's win each other. It's pretty crazy.
But they had some ascension. They had some dissension in the ranks when Randy Orton was out of the ring. Kane hit a sidewalk slam and he was about to pin Roman, but Roman kicked out and Randy Orton came in bitching at him like usual. Then he got an uppercut to the jaw, and then that's where the teamwork went away. They had a couple of times we could have had Cena versus Reigns, like just one-on-one, because the other two were down. They screwed that up. Had some close pinfalls. Had too many finishers.
Yeah.
For my taste, way too many finishers. But
they inflated.
How many spears did the thing Roman Reigns deliver?
I think he hit 3.
Felt more like 6.
Then he had me fighting that match where his patented drop kick. We seen him put I think it was Kane. Yeah, we seen him put Kane on the middle row, so we think he's gonna do it to Kane. He comes over to the other side and drop kick Cena. I didn't even know Cena was over there. Then we were like, where's Orton? Orton should have been back up by now. We find out where Orton at. He didn't even get the table. Reigns drop kicked him on the table.
So funny. I'm like, dang, I ain't forgot about you.
Then he finally works over the Kane.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
I like that.
And they did exactly what I thought. They made Roman Reigns look like a beast in this match. What they got to keep doing.
Yeah.
Just don't make him look too strong. We don't want Cena 2.0.
Yeah.
Dave always coming.
Oh yeah.
It's
That
gonna
dude is not human.
Well, in fairness though, Reigns don't make stupid bullshit jokes.
That's why I like him so far.
Yeah.
Reigns is the silent
He's just
badass.
straightforward.
Let me say, let's get to the finish. I forgot what happened to Kane, because Kane was hit first. Was he hit with a spear again?
Kane got hit by a spear.
Yeah.
He got hit by a spear. Orton hit the RKO.
Oh, no, right.
And then here comes John Cena doing the exact same finish he did for Money in the Bank, where he grabs Orton and drops him on top of Kane to win the match.
Yeah.
The MacGyver of wrestling.
Which I hate because I hate that kind of finish no matter who does it. You shouldn't win just by hitting a finisher on somebody who got another finisher 3 minutes ago. That shouldn't work that way.
It wasn't 3 minutes.
Well, I know I'm over exaggerating, but still too much.
And I didn't think anything by him dropping Orton on top of Kane. That would have woke Kane up a little.
Yeah, I know, right? Get up. But
that wouldn't knock him out, especially when Daniel Bryan hit the knee that knocked out Cena, and right after the 3 count, Kane popped right back up. But that AA though, it's something serious.
Yeah.
That's what they want us to believe.
Yeah, I know. But that match, we all knew Cena was gonna win because he's just doing what AJ did. I mean, he's just doing what Paige did for AJ. He's just keeping him warm until Brock Lesnar beats his ass in 3 weeks.
Yep.
And he'll be keeping it warm for Reigns. Then the Reign era will begin.
Oh,
yeah. But just based off of like 2 or 3 matches, I gave this pay-per-view a 7.
I gave it a 7.5.
Yeah, I remember.
I give it a 7.75, and yes, that is an IGN rating.
I think again rating.
But mainly because of the Usos match, that pushed it over the top.
Yeah, I like the Uso match. I like let me see here. I like Paige versus AJ. That was a pretty decent match.
I like the Swagger match.
Swagger match was excellent.
The Seth Rollins stuff was funny.
Yes.
See me, I like every match on the card. I mean, I like the Battle Royale. I didn't like the Battle Royale. I like the Battle Royale. I didn't like the finish to the Battle Royale.
I like Kofi's spot.
I like the main event. I didn't like the finish to the main event.
I hear you.
And that's the only reason I dropped it to a 7.5. You would have got if they would have shocked me by letting Dolph win that and putting the title on Roman Reigns. I would have had to give it a 9.
In fairness,
rip.
though, Roman Reigns couldn't win that pay-per-view. Do you really want to see him job
I don't wanna
to
see
Brock
that.
Lesnar?
That kid doesn't deserve that.
If you look at the Fatal 4-Way match, the only person who could have won was Cena.
Yeah.
He's the only one. Unless you give it to Orton to lose the Reigns at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to see Orton champion again. Sad thing is, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
Point.
Probably 3 years from now.
How old
Or
is
if they get a
Randy
good story.
Shit.
Is he 36?
Orton's like 36. 36.
Somewhere around
That means
Yeah, you're younger than
that
Cena.
means his time is starting to come. That means they need to
But most
they
of
need
those
to move him
indie
away from the
guys,
main event.
most of those indie guys who got popular are the same age as Orton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But they
everybody
don't. But they don't have the same TV age. That's
Yeah.
the most important
That's the thing, because Orton's been 12 years now.
Yeah.
No.
So
It feels like
Orton-
even
No,
longer.
it's 14.
Yeah, but the thing is, Orton's been main eventing for the majority of that. So
No,
it's just.
It's 12.
It's 12.
yeah, but him just by them being in their late 30s, mid to late 30s, and them like Whitey said, being on TV, their time is it's starting to go past, which is why Roman Reigns is being built up the way he is, because it's all they know it's over, we know it's coming to a close.
Yeah.
It's time for some new blood. So Kane's something's got to happen to Kane too before the end of the year, because I think it's over for him.
Kane was supposed to be written off TV back in May.
too.
But Daniel Bryan got injured and they changed plans. And I'm like, is Kane doing them a favor by still being here?
Yeah, his time is coming to a close though.
I
Yeah,
like
they
how
need to
they
keep
had-
him in backstage role.
I like how they had Kane when he started rivaling with Daniel Bryan. Because out of that whole storyline, Kane was the only good thing.
Mhm.
He was the only good thing.
Yeah.
And he didn't say a word. Then recently when they started making him talk, I'm like, and now he's losing to people who I've looked beneath Daniel Bryan. He's losing to them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
There's no point in
Yeah.
this. Want to talk about the Raw after Battleground?
Yeah, might as well.
But basically was last night.
Yeah, last night might as well, because I mean, even though in my opinion it was subpar, but they had some good segments.
I liked it. I liked the beginning. The whole Triple
Yeah.
H when Triple H was gonna act like when he was just freaking out when he was
Yeah.
making fun of Twitter. He was basically making fun of the people on Twitter, the IWC.
Yeah, talking about they're not gonna watch, even though they
Yeah.
probably saw last night.
Me and my friend Mark aren't gonna watch this anymore.
Yeah, we're
That
gonna
was hilarious.
we're gonna.
That man said, I'll tell you what, don't so angry, I'm gonna tweet.
I'm gonna tweet about this.
And I think that was actually a Twitter thing that got a little bit. They started trending about Blaine Triple H.
And
or
you know,
something like that.
and you know, if I tweet it, and if what I want to happen doesn't happen, we're gonna riot.
I remember Triple H talking to Seth Rollins. He was basically telling you don't need to be in the one match. You got a golden ticket.
Yeah.
And Cesaro came and said the key line of the night. I am no longer a Paul Heyman guy. Which we all
Yeah.
knew that meant Brock Lesnar was coming
That
sooner or later.
yeah, that they have nothing to do.
I don't get what the point of making him a Paul Heyman guy was.
It
To
really
give
did.
him-
To
It
give
was-
Paul Heyman something to do while Brock was gone,
Yeah.
and to make sure that everybody remembered that Brock Lesnar broke the streak.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah.
that was Paul Heyman's point of being on TV.
And it was
But that pretty much leaves him in,
it was
in the
supposed
dark.
it was supposed to turn him heel too, but they cut that
But
for
the
some reason.
fans turned Cesaro face somewhat.
Which was WWE time to push Cesaro to the moon, and they
Yes.
didn't do it.
And the dumb part that was even dumber about that was they call him the King of Swing, and he stopped swinging people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think we said that last episode too. Like, that's so dumb. Why the hell are you creating a gimmick called the King of Swing and
You
you
ain't
ain't
use-
swinging people?
I didn't want
Yeah.
him to get that face reaction that he got from it.
and then now that we're seeing that now it's come down from him possibly being in the championship matches next year to we'll turn him face when we feel it's needed. That's where it's come down to. You know?
But my favorite part of that segment though was when Seth Rollins said, "Man, it really doesn't even matter that I got the briefcase because as long as Dean Ambrose is out there." He was like, "We got it in him now."
Yeah, we got it in him permanently.
He just lost face. He just lost all faith. I got the briefcase, but I'll never be able to cash it. It's like having a check worth $1 million, and you can't never get the money.
No, well,
It
it
was
was
Roman Reigns versus
Roman Reigns.
Kane
Yeah,
and Randy
right.
Orton.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
after the
That was
opening
the
segment.
beginning. That was the beginning. I
Reigns
ignored it.
Reigns won after Orton bitched out, and he won after a spear.
Yeah.
And then
And then we had Nikki Bella versus Eva Marie,
Oh.
Cameron, Alicia
Yeah,
Fox,
that we
and
had.
Rosa
Yeah, we had
Mendez.
Nikki. Yeah, what he said versus Alicia Fox and 3 of the worst divas on the roster, as far as wrestling goes.
I think one of those 3 entertainers, which is Cameron. I don't care about the other 2.
But
Anyway,
anyway, they won after they beat the shit out of Nikki and Alicia hit that backbreaker scissor kick.
Nah, you gotta talk about what happened before that. The
Yeah,
whole shit
Stephanie.
with Brie Bella.
Yeah, and Brie.
That shit was funny. When Brie like, blah, 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 you're such a bitch. And then the dude in the crowd was like, ooh. but I was just looking at the kids behind her, man, because that one kid was just smiling like, wow.
That's a cool word.
Yeah, that's Pete. Yeah,
then
way
also,
to
like,
go,
That's
WWE.
PG.
Then the same kid I was looking at was
Not
Stephanie was
that
like,
way.
move, you and these people away. That kid's like, no, she can stay right there. He was getting that look in, man.
Yeah, after that, then on the second hour, after that horrible first hour, then they had, it was horrible except for a couple of things, except for that promo that Triple H did. It was horrible.
I think it was Miz and Dolph.
Yeah, then
Okay.
after all the crap.
They had a good ass match.
Yeah, that
I
was
was
great.
actually impressed with the Miz.
Yeah, he had, even though I was impressed with the Miz, we all know Dolph was carrying
Yeah,
the
Dolph
match.
was carrying the match. But the Miz, despite the Miz got in, I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then the way the match went was that Dolph was like, the Miz kept covering his face, so Dolph got a lot of offense in because Miz wasn't guarding that enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Dolph hit the man in the gut so many times because he kept covering his face.
Yeah, he hit the elbow drop because he had his one hand over this and he had his other hand over his lower
He was doing
abdomen.
this the whole time.
That shit's pretty funny,
The
man.
finish was great because Dolph went for the super kick and Miz did what he's supposed to do. He turned around to keep his face from getting hit. That led to the zigzag.
Yeah, and then the roll up. He
He
pinned him after
Just
he
stayed on
flipped.
top of
Yeah.
his neck. He got dropped so bad.
Yeah.
And then Dolph just hooked the leg.
Yeah,
that was
and
a
the
3 count.
crowd went ape shit because
Yeah,
that's
everybody was happy until the announcer said the one thing that haunted my mind was that the Miz was still in the convention. I don't know who's gonna beat the Miz, but I'll be happy when that day comes.
There's rumors are Sheamus is supposed to beat him, and they're gonna have a title unification.
Well,
I
nah,
don't-
I
that's
don't want-
rumors.
I don't
I
want
don't
Sheamus
know.
to be anything.
I don't know. What would I'd rather have? I'd rather deal with Miz than Sheamus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'd
Yeah,
rather
same
keep the
here.
title on Miz than
Same here.
Sheamus.
Although,
Sheamus carrying
I
around
wish-
that prop.
One thing I just want to point this out. Miz looks like Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat, especially when wearing the sunglasses and the way his hair is. Like, they should emphasize that more. I would love it if Miz would get on one knee and nut shot people, because you know he can't do a split. So let him get on one knee and nut shot people.
Jumping off up on the stage. Don't go on the
I mean, if he did that if he could sneak that into matches, I would at least tolerate this Miz a little bit better.
What happened next?
More BS.
I want to say the.
When did,
Rusev
Oh
shit.
no, Bo
Rusev.
Dallas versus Damian
Yeah,
Sandow.
like I said, BS.
That was
but it was funny. It was BS though. But
Although
still
that
was
was
funny.
so much cheap.
It was
heat.
funny BS. I'll put it that way.
That was so much cheap.
Yeah,
heat,
he
though.
was talking about. I've left my. When he did that, Kobe Oaki, and he was like, "Cleveland, I'm coming home."
What the hell?
He came out wearing a LeBron James jersey. He had his headband. It wasn't far back enough, but he had it up there.
And of course, it had the heat crossed down at Cleveland.
Yeah,
Oh
Cleveland.
my God.
I'm like, Miami fans are still a little sore about
Well,
this.
the stupid ones
Yeah,
are.
they're not really.
The Heat Nation are still kind of upset.
Well, the stupid people that are part of
Well,
it.
they
The
got
smart
the
smart
way
ones
they
aren't that bad.
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
that bad.
Okay, what
But,
happened after that? What
He's 16 and Bo,
Yeah,
the
he
greatest
celebrated.
streak in sports entertainment.
He celebrated and JBL heaped praise upon him.
Although I liked it how even Bo was a little cautious this time about doing his victory lap. You could tell he was being a little cautious. Because remember last week, Great Khali,
I like how Bo was laughing the entire time. He was laughing at that. He didn't have to pick up a mic to be funny.
remember how when he threw him out and he was like jumping up and down like, I did it! I did it!
Oh my God.
And the crowd reacted to him well too.
Yeah,
Just
that was-
because, so.
Now I know what I want to say about this segment. Did they turn both face?
In Miami. In Miami.
in my no, they
He
said
don't come off the hill
from
at all.
what I read earlier today, they said that the WWE officials still look at him as a heel. The reaction he got last night was more from Sandow. They were looking at because he beat them.
He's a delusional heel.
But yeah, they're saying he's still a heel, so we'll see.
Well, I didn't get that match either. They had two heels going against each other. What was the point of that?
Well, Sandow's not a heel anymore. I mean, I think.
He's
a heel.
He just
Well,
goes for cheap heat.
Yeah, that's why they had the match.
That's why I asked the question: did they turn both face?
No, they didn't turn the face. They said look at it.
It was just two heels going against each other.
Yeah, just to get their shot in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Hey, when you're in Miami, you might as well get the easiest cheap heat possible, which is talk about the heat. After that was, of course, Ms. Ziggler.
Yeah.
Then
that
we
was.
had-
We did that before.
I know, but that was before.
Oh.
And then we had AJ and Paige versus Emma and Natalia, which was the match where Paige officially turned heel.
I love this match for a bunch of reasons.
For some reason, I
Natalia and Emma was back on TV.
I was watching something, but I missed it. I hate I missed it. I want to see what happened during the match that led to the end because, well, I know what led to it, but you know what I mean.
Wait,
Well,
it was Emma.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what happened.
It's too nuts.
What happened in every Paige match this year? She got her ass whooped.
Oh.
But this time, instead of making a comeback, she tagged AJ, who did the cleanup.
Oh, okay.
Then AJ went around the ring, celebrated like she always do.
Yeah, I
Paige
saw
was
that
like,
part.
come in
Yeah.
the ring. And they came in the ring and celebrated. And that's when Paige finally showed that she got a personality.
Yeah, she unleashed a Cesaro Kofi type ass whooping.
She beat
Oh,
the
AJ.
shit out of AJ.
And AJ didn't fight back, which is great. Great setup.
She couldn't fight back. After that one move, she was done.
King would just moved his chair a little bit. AJ's head probably wouldn't almost hit it. So King almost ruined this.
King probably tried to scoot over closer so she'd fall
Yeah.
in the
Alan Waller.
Yeah, come on, AJ, I'll catch you.
They called it an accident.
Yeah,
You can
well-
tell Vince, I didn't know she was going to land there.
Then what
King
happened?
got the matches.
Then what happened? What happened?
And then what happened was a miracle. Zack Ryder not
Oh,
only
yeah,
showed
that
up
horrible
on
match.
television, but he actually won a fucking
He
match.
showed up on television. He got an entrance and everything.
And a win and bitches.
And he got two women.
And bitches.
Yeah.
I like when he come down there, he was like, sorry, bro. They love Long Island iced tea.
They want the Long Island Iced Tea. Or is it the Long Island Iced D? Whichever. Whichever variation of this phrase you want.
But yeah, even though I missed the match, I saw the end of it where he hit the Rough Rider and then the rope thing.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Zack Ryder's falling so low that he can't even win a match without a woman.
And the commentary unfortunately just fired him up the
Yeah, they
entire time.
They was killing him.
Yeah, that's how you know he's buried completely.
And then they made it such a big deal that he won. Like, okay, Zack Ryder never wins. We don't know why he's still in the company. That's basically what they were saying.
Fire this man.
And I think the only reason that he did win, he put on TV because it became viral everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like people starting to notice that, man, Zack Ryder is on his way to being fired.
Afterwards was Renee Young backstage with Flo. We got the Flo Rida shit, and then Stephanie McMahon getting with Brie Bella.
Yeah.
I missed that voluntarily, unlike Goham. He
Yeah.
missed it due to the performance. I
Yeah.
missed it voluntarily because it took too long. Just arrest her. You read her rights and take her ass out the building. That saves some time.
I just want to see how Stephanie would have took it. Because
She took it pretty well.
Stephanie amazing in her role. So anything she do on TV, I watch.
I'm going to jail.
Like the ending, I'm like, I to do something. I don't want to go to jail.
Triple H ain't do shit.
Triple H looking at her like, you on your own, honey. Sorry.
I think he was like,
she started saying, I blame you, I blame Brie Bella.
Oh my god, that was pretty great.
I think Triple H was like, it's in accordance with the law. He didn't do nothing. I'm like, man.
Well,
Now, the funny part was like when Triple H was backstage, the Joey Mercury came up to him. Joey Mercury probably be getting the call. He was like, Triple H, you got a decision to make. He was like, family comes first. I gotta do this. Dude, like, wait, they gotta read her rights, right? Then they probably got a processor. They got a fingerprinter. That should take some time. I guess I'll go into the decision.
I want to make this decision, damn it.
And then I think after that was the Ambrose match, which I liked the match. I hated the ending. It should have went to a pinfall.
No, I like the ending.
Yeah,
I like the ending. Oh, go ahead.
Because it don't make Cesaro look weak. Because the first thing we expect for Paul Heyman being gone, that's Cesaro to start jobbing. He still looked strong in the match because Ambrose just said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna beat you. I'm gonna get DQ'd." Because he could have just beat him, and then we could have been like, "Oh man, here comes the downfall of Cesaro."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the match though. It's just that only part, the ending got to me.
You gotta sell that the dude's completely 100% goddamn nuts. He doesn't give a shit. He only wants one thing, and that's Seth Rollins' ass, no homo.
Yeah.
And then later we'll get to the main event segment because that was the last.
Let me say one more thing about Cesaro thing. Here's the main reason I don't have a problem with it, because it's on fucking Raw. You could have DQs and countouts and shit on Raw. I have no problem with. But when you put Ambrose and Cesaro in a match on pay-per-view in the future, I need a finish. Like on Raw, I don't care. That's why I didn't have a big problem with it.
But then the promo, Triple H was talking about who's gonna be number one contender, and Randy Orton came out. Reigns attacked him. They went back. He attacked him through the crowd.
Reigns come from under the ring.
No, he didn't come from under the ring.
That's what I thought when I seen it, because I wasn't paying attention. Because I was thought that Orton was gonna come in the ring and all that shit. Next thing I know, Reigns was beating his ass. I mean, it was right there. So I was like, was Reigns waiting under the ring or something? Cause I seen the apron moves, and that's all I seen. The apron move and Reigns beating the shit out of him.
Maybe he was, but they fought back through the crowd and backstage. Then I think Paul Heyman came out there before Triple H could finish.
I like how Paul Heyman came out there just looking around. And then Paul Heyman gave two of the greatest reasons why Brock Lesnar should have that match. He was like, Plan A is never going to work as long as Roman Reigns is around.
Or Dean Ambrose is around.
And I really like Plan B, but as long as Dean Ambrose is around, that's not going to work either. So you have no choice but to go with Plan C. Then Brock Lesnar came out there with my favorite shirt. Break the streak.
And apparently the tagline for this match is, "John, you can't escape this beating." That's the tagline.
That was also another favorite part.
Yeah,
he was like, "You will get this beating."
Yeah, John, you can't escape this beating. That's the tagline for the match. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. John, you can't escape this beating. But Paul Heyman delivered an excellent, as I described, an excellent promo. It's just the only thing that disappointed me about the whole night is nobody got F5. That means the whole night.
I didn't expect it to, because we already seen the one gonna be on Raw.
Yeah, I knew that, but I wanted.
Get F5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the other person.
Orton was the one I wanted. I said it Sunday. I said Orton to get F5.
Okay, I see where you come from.
But it didn't happen, so we kind of just. So I was hoping
That
F5.
wouldn't have made sense to me, but if it would have happened, I would.
No, because he was trying to take. He was trying to.
It's disposing of something,
Nah, here's the way it could have worked. I just thought of a way. My bad.
Right.
But if Orton would have got in the ring, Roman Reigns never interfered.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then Brock Lesnar come out. Yeah, I see where you were going. I was like, that would have worked. Because if he F5 and they told Triple H, you got no choice now.
Yeah.
Because I just laid out your golden boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it.
That's what I was hoping would happen.
I was thinking about it was a way to dispose on Roman Reigns for not fulfilling his contract or whatever. As Plan A, right?
Yeah.
So.
And then another thing I was hoping would happen was he F5 Triple H, which would make no sense. Just do it though. Just like I was saying a couple of months ago, they should just have Brock Lesnar just come and wreck shit for no reason. You see not Josh Matthews, but whoever the ring announcer, just go hit him with a chair for no reason. Justin Roberts, just go hit him with a chair for no reason. just slam Michael Cole's head into the table. That's what the way I was feeling. About last night, just F5 Triple H, just do it for no reason. Just go ahead.
That might make good for good TV, but not on that week. I think next week, when he just spontaneously just comes out there and just wreck shit for no reason.
But when I saw Triple H back up in the way that you should back up with somebody you don't trust, which is always look at him, I was like, oh well, that's not gonna happen. Might as well hear this great promo. It was an excellent promo, and then the show went off, and well, that's it.
And you see why that you really miss Daniel Bryan right here, because I don't see why Triple H is so mad at John Cena that he needs Brock Lesnar to destroy this man. It makes perfect sense with Daniel Bryan, because this would have been a year-long thing. Yeah. Ever since Triple H pedigreed on last year, it would have been a year-long thing. And it would have made perfect sense that Triple H would have been so mad that even he couldn't beat Daniel Bryan, that he would have Brock Lesnar come in and just destroy this B-plus player and be through with him. But I just don't... It don't make sense that Triple H would be this mad at John Cena that he'd be like, all right, you face Brock Lesnar. I mean, John Cena only been champion 2 months.
Yeah, so damn those drop kicks. Oh well. Oh yeah, and the flying head bust.
I'm saying it works out because I do want to see Brock Lesnar's dress scene. I think the entire world wants to see this except for little Jimmy. But I'm not talking about our truth imaginary friend.
Bray Wyatt delivered another great promo. That's why I like this feud because there's gonna be some great mic work.
Yeah.
Him and Jericho are gonna go at it. We got 3 more weeks of that. I'm excited for that. The only thing I'm not excited for is we have 3 more weeks of Stephanie and bad acting Bree.
Yeah, but can't act or shit.
I can't.
I don't think I like about Bree when she call her a bitch. When she said nonchalant, now when she's screaming, I hate that.
Yeah.
Like last night when she was like, la la la, you're such a bitch. I laughed my ass off. But then when she screamed it later, I was like, all right, you trying too hard,
But
said the right person.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the New Nation. Our colleague AYT was asleep. He called this when I first read the report on it. What, a month and a half ago? Yeah. That there was word going around. So Ryback beats Kofi and his friend
They beat the friend.
And then next thing you know, out of nowhere, Xavier Woods comes up with a mic in a white suit and a red tie.
Farrakhan.
He delivers a promo about there's no need for us to ask anymore. We need to take. It's our time. This is our place. So and then Kofi and Big E nodded their head in agreement. So the New Nation started. So now I'm reading stuff about Mark Henry.
If he dressing like Farrakhan, like I said, I got that old idea from that old Real Wrestling about Booker X needs to come back, and then and here's the thing, and then have Xavier Farrakhan Woods take him out just like Farrakhan took out Malcolm X.
That is so messed up.
And Xavier Woods, if he doesn't wrestle, if he's not one of the wrestlers, if he's just their manager, it'll work perfect.
Yeah, he should talk more.
He just need to be the mouthpiece.
He should talk more because that promo.
And then you got he is. But that's not what we need him for right now. We need to get Kofi over. We need to get Big E over. They don't want to suffer.
And it's about time that.
Mark Henry's coming back as a heel. That's what I love about the whole thing. Mark Henry's going to join these guys. He's going to be a heel. So most likely you're going to have to push him as a threat again. You can't just have him being a
Although Hall of Pain Henry, I love his trash talking in the ring. It's funny as hell.
All right.
I just want to know what they're
You
going
think
to
it's going to be easy?
I want to know what they're going to name this faction.
Yeah, I wanted to too.
That's going to be key.
But I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. They could push the limits.
And I like what Bobby Lashley said. He said flattery. He's like imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Oh man.
And then MVP just put up a wink face.
TNA. But I don't know if WWE is watching them for the New Nation stable either. Even though the black thing isn't brought up on TNA, they should. But actually, they will now that they're doing WWE. Yeah, it's happening. There we go. It's pretty much in stone now. Once they start recording 2 months from now, it's set in stone.
It makes sense in WWE, man. These guys were clearly being held down.
Yeah, by the man.
Yeah, by the man.
Vince McMahon.
And if Xavier Woods is going to be the leader of this faction, and if Xavier Woods is going to be the leader of this faction, he's been held down worse than all of them.
Oh, yeah. Because they put him with R-Truth.
I mean, they buried this man from jump. He came in and got buried.
What's up, not your push?
They're like, welcome to the main roster. You will be jobbing the Brodus Clay. He probably said, what the fuck, the Brodus Clay?
I don't want to get my two front teeth kicked in.
But I think that's all I gotta say is from the looks. I think we need to wrap it up.
That's it. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Real Wrestling episode 23. Peace. Bitches.
You know what I'm gonna do about it? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tweet my displeasure. That's right. I'm gonna jump on social media and I'm gonna tweet about it until my fingers bleed. I might even send an Instagram or a Vine. That's right. And on that tweet, in that tweet, and however many characters I get, I am going to threaten. That's right. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to riot. And if that doesn't work, then by God, me and my friend Mark, we're going to stop watching. That's right.